What's up, everybody? It's your girl Marisha LaShay, and you guys know Tia.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Sorry, I was a little thirsty. Welcome to another episode of the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, Financial Fanatics Edition. Happy Friday. Thank God we made it to Friday.
As we made
Praise
it.
Jesus, we made it to Friday. You hear me? Okay, honey, if Friday was a date, honey, I'll be taking it home with me.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, in between time, so good to see you guys.
Yes.
I feel like it's been a minute, but hey, we're here. So with that being said, you guys, we always love to start off the show with you being able to actually check in on how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10, one being the worst day of your life, 10 being the best day of your life. Cannot be below a one. Absolutely. Nobody's going to be able to negate or tell you how to feel about your feelings and how you are starting your day. Same thing for if you are above a 10, you could be on 1,000, you could be on 1 million. Totally up to you because there's something in your life happening where you can be on 1 million or wherever that you may be in your current mental state. So, with that being said, you know that Tia and I, myself, we always go first in regards to sharing how we feel, and we just go from there. We know how this goes. Let's go. Drop those numbers if you are on Facebook, YouTube. Drop it in the comment section because we want to hear from you. Let's go.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna go first. I am on 10 right now.
Oh yes, come on,
I
Tia.
was on 10. I was sharing with Marisha earlier before we started recording that making some changes in my life and my morning routine has really created just a space where calm is being let in and peace
Mm-hmm.
is being let in. And I was reflecting on today because I've been meditating on a song like literally all week, which is Firm Foundation by Maverick City. And right now, a storm is coming in, like literally. You can't see it in the background, but a storm is coming in. It's very windy, it's cold, right? And all week, I just been meditating on this song, listening to it. And the lyrics say, rain came and wind blew. Rain is
Mm,
coming and wind is blowing.
that's
But my
good.
house was built on you being God. I'm safe with you. I'm going to make it through. So listen, I'm on a 10 because as I'm listening to this song and I'm meditating to this song and I'm making changes every day in my life and I'm coming and I'm sitting before you all and I'm talking and you all are making changes in your life. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy. So if y'all haven't heard the song, check it out. Check it out. It's Firm Foundation by Maverick City. I promise you'll be on the 10 with me.
And that's it. See, that's the one. Honey, I want to say I am a reserve 8. I'm
Okay.
not on 10, but I'm at 8, right? Because I'm straight, right? And what that looks like for me when you're hosting a podcast show and you have a job, a full-time job, you're a mom, you're in school, you have all these things going on and you're still coming through. Like this week tried to take me out. I mean, it was a drag, but just still coming through that you still delivering. And it's not just I'm just here coming to work just doing the bare minimum because that's not gonna work in
No,
education. You cannot come in here and do the bare minimum and think
you
you're gonna get
absolutely
results.
can.
So to know, when the chief of director, came in and saw me doing my thing, I mean, man, sending me an email, later this week, to shout me out. But I'm like, I had to shout, bless me, my coach out because I'm like, none of this is possible without you, but none
Right.
of this is possible without the right team. And I say that to say that regardless of whatever stage you're in your life, you have a team that's still cheering you on. You have a coach, but you also have the support system, and you know those who support you because what they say matters. Or, when they give you, the little add ins or things, just
Mhm.
feedback, take the feedback and spin it, turn it as quickly as possible. So that is where I'm at, out of a place of gratitude, but also out of a place of I'm straight. I'm gonna walk this straight line, weak and all. I'm still gonna come in and get it done, and that's it.
Well, first, before we even move forward, I want to congratulate you on being spotlighted. That's forget what we're talking about right now, honey. I want to congratulate you on being spotlighted for being a beacon of light to those children. For listen, y'all don't hear some of the things that I hear when we talk about how Miss LaShay shows up for her students, how she shows up for the parents, how she takes relationship building very seriously in her educational journey with these kids. And listen, when you have a teacher that is just as invested in the growth of your child inside of the classroom, but also invested with the growth of your child outside of the classroom, giving you the
Definitely.
resources, giving you the partnership, building that bridge. So that way the parent knows you outside of open house. The parent
Yeah,
knows you outside of sending home a report card. The parent knows this is who I can talk to if my son or my
yep.
daughter is having an issue. And everybody is seeing it. Everybody is looking at this and saying, my God, you're
Yeah,
doing
because we,
good.
man, I just can't, you know, if ain't nobody watching, it's always the kids. How you treating them? If you treat me different, like, man, y'all know we could stay there all day. We could stay there,
Yeah.
live there all day because we gets busy about this relationship building and things like that because
Okay.
Tia is into relationship building too, but just in a different way. So, with that being said, moving forward, you guys, today is day 13. We have 17 more days to be before you guys. And of course, this show only happens in the months of September, November, April, and June because they are the only months that have 30 days. Did you catch that? 4 days, four times out of the year. I said 4 days, four times out of the year. But I'm so ecstatic, you guys. So we're gonna go jump right on in. Today, the question is, what is real estate investing? What is real estate investing?
Okay. So we're going to keep it simple, right? Real estate investing is where you buy property in the
Mhm.
real estate industry
Mhm.
and you're using it as a tool to increase your income.
Yes, go
Simple.
off. Because I've heard the term, or I've heard people say, "Oh, that is my investment property."
Yes. And what that means is they purchased it. They are the owner of the property, but they are using the revenue from the property to fund other ventures, maybe to fund their life, to pay for their assets, even some of their liabilities. They're using this vehicle, which is a home. It could be a single family home, it could be a duplex, it could be a commercial space. I mean, there's
Oh,
so many
all
different
corporate
things
queen, go
that that you could do. Hey, listen, it could also be a mobile home. It could be a mobile home.
on.
It could be land. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of
Wow,
things in this space, right? So I
that's
don't want
big.
anybody to think when I say property that is just a single family home. No, there's different variations of properties, different type of investment strategies, different type of just things that you want to be invested in when you are looking to grow your revenue or your
That's
income.
good. Oh, that's definitely good, Tia. I mean, I thought they were just talking about their house or something. But they
Listen,
really, wow, that's
it
good.
could be their house. So look, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a little strategy. It could be their house. You could have a person who has a home that has a basement. And the basement, they might not use the basement very often, right? But the basement has multiple bedrooms. It has a bathroom, and they're okay with sharing their kitchen and their like common areas. They're okay with sharing that. So guess what? They can rent they're in their primary residence. They can rent those rooms out. So now their primary residence also becomes their investment property
Wow.
because people are living in their homes as tenants, paying them rent for staying there.
True. I have another question.
Yes,
What do you think some of the biggest fears or concerns about investing in real estate?
that you can do it. That you
Mm,
can't do it. That's the
the
biggest
self
fear.
doubt.
The self-doubt that you
Mm,
can't do it. That's the first one. Everybody can absolutely do it with the right education, the right motivation, and just a tunnel vision, laser focus on what your goal is. Everybody can do it. Because you heard me when I first said it. There's so many different avenues to become a real estate investor. And that's okay if you want to put your foot or your finger in every single one, but you have to be focused on one so that way you can start doing all the other things. So that
okay.
self-doubt is the very first thing.
That's the biggest fear. But also, I wanted to also add another fear that people might have is um, actually, you know, just scared to lose money because
Absolutely.
it's an investment. And we've been
Yes.
talking about investing, even if we're investing in any type of investment, there's always a risk, regardless of what type of investment you're doing, whether
Mhm.
you are doing an investment. And then um, with real estate investing, sometimes you can even be on a team of investors, or you can also invest solo.
Yes. So you just took the words out of my mouth with that. And I must say, the very first in all of the episodes that we have talked about as it pertains to money, which we have been talking about money for 13 days. Okay.
Hmm.
As it pertains to money, a key term that I have been saying for the last 13 days is risk tolerance. There is
Mm,
a risk in every single thing that you do when it comes to investing your money because there is a possibility, a strong possibility that you will lose your money. But here's the thing, if you lost money, that means you have an opportunity to make more money. You have to lose in order to gain, right? When you first started riding a bike, you didn't know how to ride a bike. Now, it doesn't matter how many times your mom or your dad or your big brother or big sister told you, hey, do it this way, do it this way, do it that way. You still fell down and bumped your head and maybe skidded your knee, right? But you got back up because you were determined to be successful in riding that bike. That's the same thing with investing. You can
that's
listen to
true.
a bunch of different people tell you, hey, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. And you may be successful just for a little while, but at some point you're going to fall because you have to learn how to come back from mistakes. That's life. That's life. And it just trickles down into everything. So don't be afraid if you're going to lose money. Listen, I was investing during COVID. I took a big win. Couldn't tell me nothing. Took a
Yeah,
huge
it's
win
it's
and
very
lost
interesting.
and lost it. And lost it. Oh, that's where I was getting to. Not the win part. Forget the win. I done had multiple wins since then. But I lost it, right? Because just because you get lucky in something doesn't mean that you need to always bet on your luck. You need to be knowledgeable about that thing. And
Go up.
I got lucky because I was new in the business, right? I was new
Yeah.
in the game and I got lucky. And in my luck, because I thought ooh, I'm doing a thing. I got
Yep.
lucky and I lost it
Yep.
all. And I lost it. But I'm not afraid to go back out there and get it. I'm not afraid to go back and do it because if you've done it once, you could do it again. That goes
And
with
that's what I say. The thing is when the thing that makes it very scary is when you don't know what you're doing
correct.
and when you don't know how to make the comeback. Oh, I
Correct.
was just doing something just to be doing. No,
Mhm.
you can't even play with yourself like that because you have to know what you're doing with real estate. You have to be able to have that money. You have to be able to have, the documents that you need to be able to leverage because the lender want to know how am I going to get my money back? What
Correct.
are they credit score? I mean, it's just like with having a friend who does do real estate investing, and that's his thing, honey. Whether he's flipping these properties, whether he's holding on to it or letting it go at a certain time, it's just so much to it. Because whenever with your investment property, if something happens to that roof, you got to pay that. You got to get that together. That's not
Exactly.
nobody else's responsibility. And if you got more than one investment property,
Yes.
honey, I commend you because, honey, you're doing inventory at that point because you got more than one property.
Listen, and at that point, you start building a team, right? You start building a team, and you just okay. Now I'm gonna go into all the things that are in my brain, right? You start building a team, you get some systems in place, right? And you make sure that you're on top of all the things that you need to be on top of, because the pro of okay, you just said a con. The con is there is nobody else to take care of all of the things that could go wrong. So when you live in an apartment, you have the management company and they have the maintenance team and they have the funds to fix the roof and they have the funds to fix the leaks and the toilets and all that stuff, right? When you own a house, you're the one. So everybody's calling you. So now you have to make sure that you have everything in place. So here's where the pro comes, because we like to. Now, if you're in the job market, you want to be thinking about a weakness. Now, that's a weakness that I just said is everything on me. But the
Yeah.
strength in it is now you become organized, right? The pro of this thing is you become a different person. You become organized. You know your team. You know exactly who to call. You have an email set up that's not your personal email. That's strictly for your residents where they send stuff. That your management team or your maintenance team or your property management team is watching. Now, remember we talked about in the beginning, having all those different kind of accounts. That was personal. But for your
Mm.
business, now we have different type of accounts. We need to have an account where the money comes in, right? But then we need an account that's just separate from maintenance. Why is the maintenance money in the revenue money? No, no, no. We need an account for the maintenance money. Then if we have a property management team, if you want to have have some reserves in there or whatever, now we have an account that strictly pays out. This is our payroll. These are the vendors that we're using. This is what we're paying them out of. And now we know exactly how much money we have.
That's
Because
good.
when you're investing in real estate, you're not somebody's paying you $1,200, baby. You're not pocketing
No,
$1,200.
you're not because
You're
you're
not
taking that. It's time that's going into the pile that they done paid their little rent. Where you all your rent, your residuals, all that is
exactly
going into one space because what you're going to do is being able to actually allocate how this rent is broken down.
correct.
So half of it might go towards the actual account of, where some of the tenants' rent money go, but then that other half of that 1,200 might be going towards like a maintenance or whatever, like depending on how you got your funds allocated. Because again, you're telling the dollar what to do. Give that dollar a job.
Exactly.
And that goes across the board with anything that you're doing. It doesn't matter about the streams of incomes that you have, but you have to account for everything that you're doing. And if you don't know and everything is coming into one account, it becomes overwhelming, which
Yes.
hints as to why you need three accounts. And at first, people were like, I don't know why you have that many accounts. I just have one. But I'm just saying to myself, because I said one account could crash, something could happen, and now what? And I've
And
seen
you
it and
need to
I've
be
been
set
through
up.
it.
And you need to be set up.
But I'm quick on my feet, so I'm like, oh, I can go ahead and do this and this and this to fix it. Just
Hmm.
it's not a long term fix, but it's just a short term in the moment. And so I can go ahead and move some things around and get it together. But in this process and in the financial arena, you have to give yourself grace because you have to start thinking differently in order to trigger your actions. And that is the same thing when you're dealing with anything new.
I'm just looking at you, baby, and you just spilling it. You just spilling. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
We've been on this thing. We've been in this journey for 13 days,
I'm so proud of you.
and I'm listening and I'm taking in these things. But it's just like, okay, I can no longer this month. This has to stop. I can't go into October like this because I understand what Tia's been teaching us about how we need to move forward, how we need to
Exactly.
talk about this thing, how we need to fix this thing. But before I sit down with Tia, or from a financial, service advisor standpoint, as an advisee, I need to be coming to her with what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Or at least, okay, well, this is where I'm currently standing, because you just need to do inventory on yourself, self inventory before you go to the person. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying.
Yes. Now, I'm very happy to hear all of those things. So I just wanted to point that out. I know we were talking about real estate investment, but I'm so excited to hear that.
Because it's
So let
asked.
me,
You
let me
got to
get back
ask
in
yourself.
character. So look, another pro to real estate investing. Of course, a lot of people are always talking about it. Where if you have one asset, your one asset could easily turn into three. And what that means is if your asset has enough equity in the home, you're able to pull the equity from the home and purchase different properties. So let's say you have your primary residence and you decide that you want to pull the equity down so that way you can buy 3 more single family homes. Okay. And you do that, right? You do that. You create whatever the strategy is for the type of tenants that you're going to have in there, because we never want to jeopardize our primary residence. That's one, right? Mm-hmm. So you create the strategy for those 3 homes. And now all of that is running like a well-oiled machine. The 3 homes are paying for not only their mortgages, for not only their expenses, but for the expenses of your primary residence. This is why real estate investing is such a great thing to do. It's such a thing that continues to build wealth, because let's just say your primary residence is worth $300,000. Okay. And let's say that each one of your new homes is worth $100,000. Now that's $600,000 tacked onto your net worth. Now you're worth $600,000. Do you know how incredible it would feel if you ever took a net worth calculator and put in your net worth and it came back negative, right? And you decided, I'm gonna work on my debt, I'm gonna get myself together. You might not have a positive net worth, right? Because maybe you don't have the income that's super great that can, reduce your student loans, right? But what you decided to do was invest some money. You decided to pay off a lot of those debts that was hindering your credit score. Then you went out and purchased a home. Now the home is worth more than the student loan. So now that offsets the net worth, and now you have a net worth.
Yep.
Okay. Now you're worth more. Now your name is worth more. Now you can get it. All right, that ain't what we're talking about. We're just talking about the pros. Now, okay, so that was a pro. That was a pro to that. You can get things. A con, which is really not a con, right? If we go back to the first thing that I said, when you are setting yourself up for things like vacancies, that's a big one, right? For vacancies, you might not be able to rent your apartment, or you might not be able to rent your house for 6 months. But let's just say this is a new tenant that you're trying to put in. Your old tenant, you decided, hey, I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to take as much profit this time around, because I want to put up 6 months of savings. So
now, because I wonder what they were doing when, like, if a tenant doesn't pay their rent, or your space is vacant, that you have to pay. So if you have, child, good night.
I'm telling you,
that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So the con is the vacancy, right? Because when you have the investment, you're looking for the investment to bring you money. You're looking to be making money off of this. So the con is the vacancy, right? The pro, because we're looking at weaknesses and turning them into strengths. The pro is that you've already taken the time to say, hey, in this season, it's about setting up my future. It's not about my instant gratification right now. So I'm not going to take a huge profit from the investment. I'm going to put that in an account to help in the event that I have a vacancy. So now when you have the vacancy, you aren't even stressed because you have the money. So you're not losing your investment. You're not getting the calls from the banks. You're not getting the calls from the creditors. You have enough money for the maintenance. You have enough money for everything that you need to take care of, because that con, we turned it into a strength. We turned it into a pro.
Yeah, I think that with overall, since we have been talking about the financial realm, is being able, we know that things in life will happen, but it's about us being able to take that loss and turn it into a win and come up out of it. But
Exactly.
I think it's just the way that we perceive losses. When I
Yes.
think about a loss, I think about a lesson. What can I take from this loss so it does not happen again? You don't want the loss to keep repeating, because now that's a decision and now that's a choice. You know that these are the things that could come up. This is how you're able to weigh a risk as
Yes.
it ties back into investment, but also as it ties back into life, because there's always a good and bad. That's
Yes.
the balance.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, you want to be able to come back. How can that happen when, okay, I know that with being an owner, this what could possibly happen. These things can happen 9 times out of 10. So let me prepare for them. I can't prepare for everything, but I know what this feels like if this happens and what could possibly be done.
Correct.
That's
Correct. That's it. So, in the simplest form, we already talked about what real estate investing is, and then on a high level overview, gave some cons and gave some pros to make you real successful. And it's not just about real estate investing, like you said, it's about your own life, your personal life, and how do you get there, right? How do you get there? That's it. This role is not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be traveled easy. In the beginning, you're gonna face some hardships. You're going to face a lot of things. But if you just continue to put forth the effort to let that self-doubt go and let your best friend fear sit in the back seat, baby,
You be cracking me up
you're
about
going to
that
be all
fear in
right.
the backseat.
You're going to
Go.
be all right.
Oh my goodness. That
That's
fear in the backseat is
it's
funny.
just
You hear
fear.
me?
It's
You
just
hear me?
fear. Because you hear a lot of things. Oh, the interest rates are so high. Oh, I can't wait for the market to crash. Oh, this, oh, that. Oh, I won't be successful. Oh, nobody in my family ever did it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's all fear. It's all fear. Because why not you? Why not you? That's it. I don't know everybody that's listening. All I'm asking you is whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, why not you? That's it.
Because I was scared.
Really? Really? So somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was scared of what?
I
Scared of
don't know.
what?
Sometimes you could be scared of yourself, not necessarily scared of the actual dream, but you scared that you're, because sometimes a lot of us suffer from being able to self-sabotage and
Yes.
talking ourselves up outside of that. But
Yes.
that's another topic for another day, you
Another.
guys. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing on out. If you learned something today, please feel free to stop, and post your comment below, depending on what platform you're on, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook. Let us know if this helped you out today, and let us know, if you are a real estate investor, drop your 2 cents.
Yes.
Is there anything that we could have possibly forgotten or that we didn't talk about that could possibly transpire? So you guys have a blessed Friday. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. And yeah, peace.
A good way to start the morning.
Yeah.
If I was a teacher, my kids would come in. I'd be like, okay, how can you first? Everybody wake up.
Go to bed. You're done. You're so done.
They'll be going home, they be telling my wife, my teacher was playing Jack, 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 Jack. He's like, what you know about that in kindergarten?